Hello friends, welcome to my channel Together with Abhi. In this video we are going to cover the practical demonstration of RDS, which is Relational Database Service, the key service for database creation within AWS. So we search for RDS within AWS Management Console, and this brings us to the Amazon RDS dashboard. As I mentioned to you in the last video, we are going to practically just cover a few basic things. We are not going in depth because it requires a complete course in itself. So as part of this course, we are just going to do the basic things. But be rest assured, we would be able to cover all the things which are required for you to know as a developer, as an AWS DevOps engineer, maybe. So what all we see is you have an option to create database here. We click on this create database. As you can see, it provides you two options, a standard create or easy create. We will use standard create because easy create provides you with already available functionalities. We want to learn as much as possible. As you can see, there are multiple engine options provided. We select MySQL. Now we are going to use MySQL Community Edition, and we will be selecting free tier because we want to limit our usage to free threshold provided by AWS. Now there are multiple settings that you can further do as and when you go across. We will go down below. You can see the DB instance identifier. This is going to be the identifier for my DB instance, so I can name it together with Abhi. MySQL, because this is a MySQL database engine that we have selected. Thereafter, it requires you some certain admin credentials, so you can give the password or the master username also. If in case you want to change it, you can change it, but I'll keep it admin for now, and I'll give the master password. This is an important password which will be required when we first connect to the DB instance, and whatever admin value admin username that we will be using for administration purpose. This is the password that we are going to be using. So as of now, what we have done, we are creating a DB instance using DB engine MySQL. Now here, as I mentioned to you, you can use different DB instance classes. So this will tell you the compute and memory that you will be using. We'll keep it the default as of now. The storage also general purpose SSD, it is fine. Now the next thing is multi-AZ deployment. As you can see in the free tier, this is disabled. Okay, but we can also select it. Rest all the values we will keep it as of now just default, and we will create the database. If you wanted to create a multi-AZ deployment, what you could have done is, instead of using free tier, we could have used dev or test environment or production also, and you can see that the multi-AZ option will get enabled for you. So now you can go and select multi-AZ deployment. This will allow you to create multiple, or one primary and the other secondary standby instance in a different availability zone. And this is primarily a feature of disaster recovery. This is not related to performance. A very basic question which has been asked multiple times across interviews and certifications. So we are just going to use free tier. We are not using multi-AZ deployment, but I have just, for your knowledge, I have told you how you can find it. So we are just going to create database. It usually takes some time, a few minutes, maybe 7-10 minutes. Okay. So it is in the creating state, you can see, and it is a MySQL Community Edition. The identifier has been given. So let's wait for it to get created. Okay. Now it has been created. As you can see that the status is available now. The size is DB T2 micro to tell you about, and the availability zones. All the information is available here. And you can see it is in the default VPC which gets created, and the multi availability zone option has been selected as no as of now. If you click on this, you can get all these information. You can see all this information in a detailed view that would be available. And thereafter, now what we are going to see is the different actions that we can perform using this SQL. Now the database has been created. How are you going to connect to it? For that also you can do a few things. I'll show you that but right now we are just going to create a read replica. Now the purpose of read replica creation, as I mentioned to you, is for performance, horizontal scaling. okay, that you want that all the read related transactions should be redirected to this replica instead of my primary DB instance. Okay, so it takes some time. Let it get created. Okay, well, it certainly is taking more time than expected. Okay, so there is some kind of an error. We can cancel it and retry creating it. So let's just go and cancel it. As of now, the server error 0. It happens sometimes, but we can again try creating a read replica, and hopefully it should work. So yes, it works this time. It asks you again for the instance specifications. We will keep everything as default. Again, you can choose a multi-AZ deployment for disaster recovery for read replica. So read replica is for performance, multi-AZ deployment is for disaster recovery. Okay, we are going to select general purpose SSD. Everything we are going to keep as default. You can choose the availability zone of your preference. Encryption also, so you can also encrypt it. We can enable encryption. Again, all the concepts related to encryption that we have learned, KMS, etc., stands true here also. Now it requires a DB instance identifier. If in case we are not going to provide it, is going to complain. Database port 3306 port, which is standard. So if we created, I believe, again, log expert maintenance, you can apply the, provide the maintenance window. We create read replica, it should throw us an error because we have not provided the DB identifier. So now we are going to go and provide the DB identifier as the, together with a MySQL read replica. Let's give it that way. Okay. So we are just going to create a read replica here. Okay, so this is it. Thereafter we create read replica. Now again, it is going to take some time. If in case you go and check the status right now, the role is master is for together with a B, and the role here is replica. And if I go and see the status, maybe we can go and check it in the dashboard. So we will head back to dashboard because I don't see the status being reflected as of now here. So the status should be somewhere like modifying, creating, something like this. So we'll go and check where we can go and see the status. Okay, so let's click on the dashboard, databases. This is dashboard. Okay, so let's go and check dashboard. So if in case here you see DB instances, it shows you both the instances, their replica and the master. One is in the modifying state and the replica is in the creating state. It is going to take some time. So let's just wait for it to get created. Meanwhile, let me tell you how to say the credentials. So if you click on view credential here, you can see the password that I had given. This is the endpoint which I have copied. And to see how we can connect to it, you can click on this link. It will tell you for MySQL database engine, if in case you have to connect to your DB instance, how you can do it. As I mentioned to you, the standard ways like SQL Workbench, SQL Client, MySQL Workbench, MySQL Client, you can just use these, or command line tool. And you just have to specify the port, the endpoint which we just copied. We just need to pass the username and password for admin account, and you should be able to connect to it, and you should be able to run your queries. Okay, so you can start creating tables and do whatever stuff you want to do. So this is just a standard way. So let's close it as of now, and let's go back and see if in case we have both these available. So yes, both the replica and the master are made available to us now. Okay, so as of now, we just don't want to do anything. Okay, but if in case you go to query editor, this query editor might not be available to you as of now, because for MySQL the query editor is not available. It is only available for Aurora. So Aurora provides you certain more additional services wherein you can use the query editor directly here. Okay, so that is not available. Let's go to snapshots. As you can see, there are two automatic snapshots which have been created. These are system snapshots, okay, created by system automatically, and you can see the type is automated. Okay, these will not get deleted even after you have stopped the DB instance. Okay, so these will not get created, and these are not encrypted, but these help because these are system snapshots. So if in case you have certain issues, you can rely on them. Okay, you can also go and check the details if in case you want to check all those. All the information is provided to you with zone, if in case encrypted or not, what is the KMS ID, what is the username, port that you are using, storage type, DB engine, all that information is made available to you. But if in case you want to create a manual snapshot, you can also take a manual snapshot. If in case you go to the action windows for a DB and just create snapshot, a snapshot would be made available to you, and the status would be available, but the type would not be automated, it would be in manual type. Okay, and as I mentioned, for manual type, even after deletion of DB instance, those do not get deleted. Okay, however, automatic ones get deleted, system automatic one might not get deleted. Okay, now let's go to databases. We are, if in case you want to modify the DB instance, so this is vertical scaling, you want to change the DB instance class, so a compute and more memory could be provided. If in case you want to do AZ deployment now, you can do that. Storage type if you want to change. So this is like a vertical scaling. If you want to do upscale or downscale, whatever you want to do, you can do here by modifying. Okay. So there are multiple options that you can see. I'm just providing you an overview. I'm not going to do it as of now here. I'm just showing it that these are the options which are available to you. So you can try these. Okay. Again, the backup, as I told you, you can also change that backup monitoring. If in case you want to have enhanced monitoring, we will also see it monitoring as part of another module. And you can provide the maintenance window if in case which downtime suits you, so you can provide the maintenance window accordingly. Okay, enable delete protection if you want it by mistake. If in case someone deletes it, you want to avoid that, so you can do that as well. So as of now, we are just going to go and you can reboot, also take snapshots, take point in time, restore to point in time in some point of time. If in case you have taken a snapshot and you want to restore to that point of time, you can do so. So you can see that you want to do a custom on what date and time, what was the status. So from the automated snapshots, you can just go and create it. Okay. So let's cancel it here, and we are just going to delete it. We are not going to do anything else. So as and when we will delete it, it will tell you that determines whether a final DB snapshot is created before. So if in case before deleting you just want to take the final snapshot, just in case, if in case you delete it by mistake, you can recover it. But I don't want to do any of that because we have not created anything. Retain automated backups, you can retain it, but otherwise it will just get deleted. All the automated backups will get deleted with the deletion of the instance. We are going to do a similar thing for my read replica also. Okay, exactly similar thing, but I don't think so it is going to ask so many questions right now because we have already deleted the DB instance. It is in the deleting state. We are just going to delete this replica out too. So both replica and my primary instance are both in the deleting state as of now. Yes, and that's all that I wanted to show to you. If in case you wanted to more understand about databases, so you can just go to this link. It will tell you all the different database types, relational database which are provided, key value. So there are multiple database types. We actually just focus on RDS instance types. And but if in case you are interested, and that's why I told you that database in itself would be a complete course, but would be I believe most of the DBAs would be rather interested in this area, so I'm not covering it in too depth here. But for RDS also, if in case you wanted to see the differences between the different DB engines type, which these 6 DB engine types that we discussed here, you can go and see the information which is available in the link provided here. So you can also go in the DB engines and you can see the different, whether it allows read replica or not allow and all that stuff. So that's all for today, guys. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please like it, share it. You can see about more and more information in this URL. As I told you, Amazon Aurora, Redshift, and DynamoDB are the main ones that are promoted by AWS. So you can read about all of those. And if in case you want, I can cover it in a completely new video. But as of now, this is all for today. Thank you for your time. See you in the next video. Thank you.